As the specialist for El Salvador, I propose an action plan which addresses 5 major points of concern. The first point is to continue to aid the gang truce. The second point will focus on the quality of life. The third point focuses on education, including academics and social reforms. The fourth point will touch on economic expansion through agricultural research. And the final point will talk about incentives for law enforcement to comply with this plan. The gang truce. The key to success will be to keep the lines of communication open. This will allow for a safe alternative to resolving any issues which may arise. If we are able to increase the tolerance which rival gang members have for each other, the success rate for this truce could double, maybe even triple. To help the gang members with this truce, economic reforms within the peace zones will lower the need for gang members to commit crimes for hire. Jobs in the construction and farm industries will be opened for these people. To increase the quality of life, I plan to emphasize the community. By creating a kibbutz-style farm, all members of the community will have a hand in keeping each other safe, fed, educated, and generally taken care of. Eventually, each kibbutz will act as its own co-op or business and will be able to earn revenue for everyone that lives within inside the walls. Education is critical to success in any country. And what we're going to do first is have the gang members build brand new schools, state-of-the-art buildings, all funded with some of the money that we are receiving from the IMF. In the newly constructed schools, students will receive a formal education in science, math, history, business, economics, and the politics. In order to socially reform these children from the world which they grew up in, the education system needs to promote a sense of unity, meaning that children of gang members, rival gangs, and even kids not from gang families will all learn together. The kids will be taught the power of positive thinking. They will go on to learn gang awareness, and they will learn about measures to prevent them from joining a gang. To further the agricultural research that will take place, I will have soil samples collected from every region of the country. They will be sent to a lab for us to identify any crops to grow which may have been overlooked in the past. The plan is for El Salvador to identify the next cash crop and cash in on it. To ensure the compliance of both the police and the military, an incentive system will be set up. The list of possible incentives includes retirement with full pension, free schooling for their children, as well as large cash rewards for bringing corrupt politicians and cartel members to justice. In conclusion, as you can see, there are 5 desired effects of this action plan. Number 1 is to promote a peaceful world. Number 2 is to promote safety and prosperity within these growing communities. The third, as the late great Tupac Shakur once said, the elevation of today's generation if we can make them listen. These kids need to listen. They need to understand how and why the gangs were able to overcome and how and why the gangs were able to be so successful, so to say, within their region of the world. And they need to be able to prevent that from happening in the future. The fourth is lucrative through initiative. Meaning, you got to give the people a chance to really make a difference and capitalize on the resources they have and the ones they are yet to discover. You never know what great crops or what great foodstuffs or anything else that may be grown in that region and everything that you might be able to make or grow or consume or really just capitalize on and can really make everyone's life a lot better in El Salvador and around the world. And the overall goal of this plan is to show the world how serious El Salvador is in fixing its own situation, the steps that we want to take, the steps that we see that we need to take. But we need global help. We need support from everyone around the world. We cannot do it all on our own. Quite simply, we don't have the manpower, the women power, the resources, or the money. Thank you, and I hope you help El Salvador become a great and powerful nation.